Good morning. Welcome to the Carla Marie and Anthony Show. I think everything is working. We should both be seen on the screen.
Did you put us up on screen?
Yeah.
We're 80% of level 5 already.
All right, nice.
Happy All-Star Week Monday.
It is exciting. So if you're not aware, the All-Star activities for Major League Baseball, they are going down in Seattle. So it's 7 miles from where we live.
It's crazy. It is just so wild to be a part of and see it. And I'll get more into what we got to do over the weekend. But, like, the vibe, like, it's baseball is in the air in the city. You can feel it. Continue.
Oh, you okay? I was going to say, even when the All-Star game was in New York, I lived far enough away from New York, and New York is so big at the same time that unless you saw a couple like art installations around the area, you didn't really feel it unless you were in the Bronx at Yankee Stadium. But I feel like they've done such a good job of, there was like a light show, a drone light show yesterday, the Space Needle. I think there were fireworks the day before. There's a lot going on around the city. There's pop-up shops everywhere. And then I feel like the city's kind of been taken over by Major League Baseball.
Oh, sorry, Jen said, please keep your eyes peeled for Derek Jeter and report back if you see him. I'm wearing my Jeter jersey.
Is he
to the
supposed to be here? He's a team owner, so I guess it would make sense.
Okay, Martha said, everyone keeps saying who we're looking at. We're looking at each other.
Yeah, does it not look like we're looking at each other?
We're sitting across from each other right now. We have 2 different cameras. So, like...
There's Carla Marie's hand. Yep.
That's funny.
I do like the 2-camera setup. I think in a different space.
Guys, we're in the same place.
Yeah.
Look, high five me.
Well, you have
we're
to
touching.
Move your hand back to you.
You can't see. We're touching.
There we go. So I do like the idea of having 2 cameras and sitting across from one another. I think if we were to do that, I'd set the cameras up a little differently so that they were like directly across from one another almost. But I like having space.
Yeah, it is nice. And it's nice
actually looking at you.
Looking at you and having a conversation like we did for years on the radio.
That is the one. I love our setup right now in the studio that Danielle's children are sleeping in. We're recording all of them, by the way.
Yeah.
We're just recording kids while they sleep like weirdos. No,
we're not.
But it's weird trying to look at like the chat and the camera and then look to the right. Why are you panicking? What are you?
I promise we're talking to you. I promise we're not. Anthony and I, we are in the same room talking to each other like we always are, but we are talking to you as you are watching the show on Twitch.
What is that? What comment are you trying? Are you focused
literally
on?
Everyone hates this.
Why?
Are you reading them?
No.
Okay.
I can't see the chat from this angle. This reminds me of when we were in a radio studio and had more equipment and whatnot. And could focus on like the conversation we were having. Because sometimes I will say this, I think sometimes we get lost in the chat.
Oh, absolutely.
Which is not a bad thing. It doesn't allow us to stay on track with the things we want to talk about, and then we kind of get lost.
Yeah, apparently I missed my mom being in the chat the other day. She was telling me later.
She was in super early though, like during the countdown.
Oh.
I don't even think she was there by the time you got into the studio for the show.
She was like, everyone kept saying, hi, Mama Marie. So, MLB All-Star Week is here in Seattle. And on Saturday, I got to work for MLB at their fan experience, which is called Play Ballpark. And I got there not knowing what my job was going to be. I just knew I was one of many MCs. There were several DJs there. I had no idea what to expect. It is massive.
Yeah.
They took up all of Lumen Field Event Center, which is like the concert venue, convention venue next to where the Seahawks play, and all of Lumen Field, and the outside of Lumen Field. Yeah. So it's just like this massive, like even if you don't have tickets to the game, you can get tickets to this, and it's worth it. It's really cool. So my job, I found out, there's a MLB mock draft experience. So myself and Mikey McLaren, who is the MC for the Sounders games, got to announce people as if they were being drafted. So they got to pick their team. So if it was Anthony, right, I would say, in the first round of the 2023 MLB draft, the New York Yankees select shortstop, worst Anthony. And I had a way better announcer voice. Okay. But they would step up and they would hold their jersey, and I would say this into like the podium microphone as if it were the real draft.
It looks pretty cool.
For hours.
Yeah.
Like in my head, I'm going to have that forever. Like the in the 2023 MLB draft.
But it is such a great, especially for kids. I mean, and adults were doing it too, but it's such a great photo op to have your team's jersey, the MLB draft like signage behind you. It looked really cool. It looked very legit.
I think there were more adults that did it than kids.
Yeah.
For sure.
I saw a bunch of kids. And the kids, like, there's something about a kid holding an oversized jersey. They're just
Their
so
whole
cute.
body.
Yeah.
It was the cutest kids I've ever seen in my life were there on Saturday. But it was so much fun.
Wow, that means your niece and baby Michael were not there on Saturday, meaning they are not the cutest kids you've ever seen in your life.
I saw them on Saturday via
No, you said
video.
you were there on Saturday.
So anyway.
I can't wait till your whole family sees this
They're not going to.
and excommunicates you.
I'm already. If I haven't been excommunicated already, this is just going to be the end. But I have been. Anyway, it was just super cool. And then we rushed. I got Danielle and our whole family from the airport, and we went to the celebrity softball game, which was so cool. We got to hang out in the Sodexo suite, which is the company that supplies all the food for the stadium. So that was fun.
And they handle, like, even if it's a local Seattle eatery that's in any of the stadiums, and they do this around the country, they still handle all of those contracts. They get everybody in there. They source some of the food. And being in the suite of the company that handles the food is a good suite to be in.
Yes.
Because they had some really cool stuff in there.
Yeah, so it was really cool. And then we did a boat yesterday with Danielle and her family. And tonight, as soon as we're done here, really, we're going to head to the play ball park again because Danielle and the kids didn't get to go. And then we're going to go to the home run derby. And then afterwards, we're going to the T-Mobile Derby After Dark party. And we're going to walk the magenta carpet, which I'm very excited. Like,
yeah, I don't know why they invited us to do that, but I'm excited.
And we're going to be going to see Nelly perform.
Yeah, that's going to be
interesting.
And
Anderson .Paak. Did you see that?
Oh, I didn't see Anderson .Paak's going to be there. That's awesome.
He's got a different name. It's his DJ name, I think.
Oh.
Willie something. I don't know.
Realize that. That's cool, though.
Yeah. So it's going to be a good time.
I've been enjoying all of it. But it's funny because I forgot what it was like. Are you okay there? Oh. I forgot what it was like to be part of a huge event like this because you kind of lose sight of the rest of the world.
Oh, yeah.
Because you're so involved in it. It's kind of like almost like Jingle Ball weekend.
Yes.
You just forget that other things are going on around the world and around, the country. But the one thing I did catch wind of, did you follow any of this Jonah Hill drama, Carla Marie?
Oh, yeah.
So the two guys over the weekend that made headlines that they probably are going to regret later on in their lives. Is it Keke Palmer's husband?
Yes.
That was Friday.
Boyfriend.
That was, I guess, Friday? Thursday or Friday that happened?
Let me think. I saw Danielle post, Lauren was posting it Friday. Thursday or Friday.
Okay. So she was at an Usher concert, and I guess she was posting selfies in her very attractive outfit that she was wearing. And her boyfriend, I don't know if it was in the comments or if he retweeted her or whatever it was, basically said something like, "This is the problem. You're a mom. Like, you shouldn't be dressed like that.
You a mom. You shouldn't be dressed like that," or whatever.
And then over the weekend, I guess Jonah Hill's ex revealed some text messages that didn't necessarily paint him in the best light.
No, they were basically, he wanted certain videos and photos removed off of her Instagram when they were dating that had her in like a bathing suit. But first of all, she was in like a one piece and she was surfing.
Yeah.
So,
and she's a surf instructor. She's very much like involved in surf culture in that area.
And he was like, he didn't want her body on Instagram. Yeah. And she was like, but also these are the same videos that he was like responding to before we started dating that were like, essentially they're strapping him. Really, like he was the one that was like, "Oh, I love this" or whatever. And
reached out through DMs originally is how they met.
Which I guess that's why he's like, I don't want them there anymore because that's what got me in here. But also, like, you don't own someone's body when you're dating them.
Yeah, it's interesting. There's a couple things like the Keke Palmer thing. The thing that I find interesting is if you have an issue with the way your significant other is dressing or presenting yourself. Listen, I can't tell you how to feel about that. That's your gut feeling, right? I just don't know if the public space, the public forum is where that should be handled. Mm-hmm. And you're just going to look like an ass. If you want to have a private discussion, if your significant other is doing things or acting in a way that you're not comfortable with,
right?
There's a respectful way to have that discussion. Mm-hmm. It might go nowhere because you're probably going to lose. But I don't think blasting them on social
No.
is the best way to do that. Which you can then pivot and say, oh, well, Jonah Hill was trying to do that privately. But if you read the messages, not only is he a hypocrite because she's doing the exact same thing that she was doing when he met her.
Yeah.
So for some reason, it was good enough when they were both single and he was interested, and now she's supposed to change her entire profession and friends group because they're dating.
Yeah.
Granted, he tried to handle it in private and it was then exposed, but there's just the other thing people were commenting on was that he was using kind of like psychologist talk while he was texting her, and he had that Netflix
I was gonna say because of his TV
series
show
where he interviews and his psychologist, and he was using a lot of that verbiage on her, kind of trying to like either gaslight or manipulate her with the things that he learned in therapy, and that's what a lot of people were taking issue with as well.
I didn't go that far into that story.
Yeah.
But
Well, did you read the threads?
Yes.
Of text messages?
But I don't remember seeing. Maybe there was more.
It was just he starts talking about his boundaries and blah blah blah, and she's not respecting his boundaries. But he was using the words not out of context, but almost incorrectly.
Mm-hmm.
Like her
Forcing
going to
words.
a surf competition is not his boundaries. Those are different things.
Yeah.
But it was just interesting seeing how insecurities have manifested themselves, and this has happened for years, in very public ways over the weekend.
The Kiki Palmer thing, it was funny because he was like, you a mom, you shouldn't be dressed like that, is what he kept saying.
Yeah.
And every breakdown I saw of it was like, he's more mad that she got attention by another man,
From Usher, yeah.
at his concert than anything. That's probably really where this is coming from. But this is what men do. They'll attack women in other... It's not, I'm mad you got attention. It's, you're a whore. Why are you acting like that? Why you dress like that? It's like, Usher gave her the attention. Not...
And it was two adults in a public, consensual...
Two artists on a stage.
They weren't like doing it.
No.
Did they go back afterwards and do it? Who knows?
Yeah.
I don't know that. That's clearly not what he was mad about, though.
And there was something else I was going to say about Kiki Palmer's boyfriend. That he... Oh, she like kind of clapped back at him. I don't remember exactly what she said, but now this is playing out on Twitter. But someone found a photo of him on his Instagram. He's shirtless.
Oh, yeah.
Posing in his mirror and on his bed, like sexually. And someone was like, you're a dad, bro.
Yeah.
What are you doing?
Yeah, if you're dressing attractively when you go out to a show in Vegas is way less troublesome than a grown man taking a shirtless mirror selfie on the bed or whatever he's doing.
Marijuana.
This is coming from a grown man who has taken shirtless selfies, by the way.
Marijuana said, if Usher sang to your girl and she came home to you, STFU, you won.
Yeah, exactly. And it's also, you're talking about, now obviously they're very different situations, the Keke Palmer thing and Jonah Hill's girlfriend. But Keke Palmer's a celebrity.
Yes.
Like, to a certain extent, your job as a celebrity is to look beautiful all the time.
I saw something that was like, Keke Palmer's baby daddy has the balls to live in her house where she pays for the mortgage. Where, like, he's like, not that he's a nobody, but like,
he's not Keke Palmer.
It's expected that she's the one taking care of everything. And he has the balls to come out and say that. Like, you're clearly insecure.
Yeah. It's almost like if a baseball wife was like, oh, why are you at the home run derby looking all sexy doing your job? And all those women are screaming for you.
Yeah.
I don't know. That's just my job.
I'm sure it happens.
I'm sure it does. But it's so dumb, and it's such a weird concept to think this person who I was attracted to for all of these reasons, I now want them to avoid all of those things that I found attractive to begin with.
That's not how that works.
I feel like you should want your spouse to do all of the things that you thought were sexy and attractive and whatnot when you fell for one another. That's what makes sense because that's what you both liked at the time.
That's major red flags. Dana on Long Island said that Keke Palmer is selling merch now that says I'm a mother.
That's great.
I love her.
That is great.
Love her.
And I don't know if you understand the concept because it's obviously different for we got through level 5?
Yeah.
Cool.
There was a paper around here that's
I thought you had it.
Oh wait.
Is it in your pocket?
No, it's just on the chair behind me.
I got a one hand in my pocket.
Okay, it's Pina Colada Day.
Okay. Like
And-
National Pina Colada Day?
Yeah, so we're gonna have some pineapple tequila, Brinley Shipwreck coconut cream rum, which
Love that stuff.
is so good, and pineapple juice. I'm allergic to pineapple, but I think I'll be okay because it's only a little bit.
Yeah, you'll be fine. Are you like super allergic? Does your throat close up?
My stomach swells.
Okay, that's fine. But the where's there it is. Okay.
They mixed it for us already. We're right at Seattle Cocktail Club office, so it's freshly mixed. So
it was interesting commuting to work for the first time. We haven't done that in a long time.
I did when I was do the show in Jersey for my brother's office.
Oh, true.
But it's not it's like later in the day.
Yeah.
Well, 11. So it's a little different. But
what are you doing?
Putting ice in here. There's water in it, so I don't want to. All right, whatever.
There you go.
Okay. It melted. Water. I've been around Danielle for too long.
Water?
Water.
It has been a lot of fun having Danielle and her whole family here.
It is.
And play. I like playing tour guide in Seattle.
Me too.
And explaining different Seattle things. We went on a boat yesterday and got to like point out different parts of the city. Mm-hmm. And there really is nothing. I say this all the time to a lot of my friends, to people who live here, people who don't live here. There is nothing like Seattle in the summer on a clear day. It's the best place in America.
Ooh, this gets cold. I don't like it.
Oh, because it's not insulated like the one we have at home.
We gotta show these cocktail people things. I hope Amy's watching this.
I hope she's not. We gotta clean some things. You have to run and grab. I can't run. You have to run and grab paper towel.
That was the best lot, Amy. Did you see that? Were you watching? Okay, good.
So, turns out they were watching.
Well, I don't have my God. The whole thing.
Did it just fall? The bottom just fell out of the shaker? Yeah. Okay, well, start picking here. I can't move a lot, so you're going to want to start picking up that ice.
Okay. This is what you right.
Here, Carla Marie, put the ice in there.
What happened?
Carla Marie was shaking it up, and the bottom fell out of the shaker. Yeah, I can't really do a lot right now, which is unfortunate.
Oh, fuck. All right. I'll go rent the rugs after. Oh, of course you do. Anthony, stop.
I'm trying to kick the ice over to them. We're allowed here for one day. One day. And this is what happens.
An hour. I just want to make sure it doesn't get on wire. All right. Actually, escape the wires.
That's nice. It's a good thing you are sitting over here.
No, it's mainly on my pants.
Oh, okay.
So that's all. I don't care. It's in my flip-flops. It's in my flip-flops.
Oh, man.
Okay.
DJ said kicking ice with a peg leg has got to be hard. I was doing it with my good foot, thankfully.
All right. We're good. We're so good.
It's never good when someone walks into a room and goes, "Oh my God." I can't wait to clip that later and see that happen. Maybe slow-mo it. Was it on camera? Were you able to see the bottom fall out?
I don't know if you could see it.
Maybe the drinks should come pre-mixed from here on out.
But I mixed them at home.
I'm just saying when we're in someone else's space.
But it was perfect that I said, I got to teach these people a thing or two.
Yeah, that's right. I even forgot you said that.
That was more of why I was like, I can't believe this just happened.
Oh,
in this
boy.
moment. But my all-stars. Oh.
Claire said they mostly just saw your reaction. Oh, man.
Yeah, that shaker.
Oh, it's the shaker's fault?
Well, it smells like pineapple in here.
Yeah, it's not bad. Although I can imagine that in a couple days that will not be good.
It's gonna smell like a frat house.
So, how do we clean this? How do we make sure it doesn't smell like pineapple?
I said, Amy says, of course, she apparently has a rug back, like
okay. That'll be
shampooer.
Okay, yeah.
I'm a little sticky.
I mean,
I don't want to touch this camera.
The consequences of your own actions, Carla Marie.
But there's pineapple and coconut cream on my leg.
Oh, man.
The worst part is I can't just go change like a normal day.
No. You do have a sweater over there. You could change your shirt if your shirt's dirty.
No, it's not bad.
Oh, speaking of which, Carla Marie is wearing her All-Star Game shirt. And I got this sweet All-Star Game hat.
It's so cool.
That has like which side is it? This side?
Yeah.
All-Star Game logo on the side. And then I can take it back today, and they can embroider like one of, I think, 6 or 8 patches that they have in the All-Star fan experience.
Yeah.
Was MLB Ballpark?
Play Ballpark.
Play Ballpark. I can go.
Play Ballpark.
Oh, that makes sense. Yeah, I guess Play Ballpark is lame, but Play Ballpark is good.
I don't know if that's how they say it, but that's how I say it.
And New Era, because I bought the hat there, will actually embroider a couple different patches on the side here if I want them to. So I might do that today if we have some time. And then I saw, actually, you know how T-Mobile they have a pop-up on 6th Ave, I believe?
Yeah, at the T-Mobile store.
Our friend DJ Chemist is DJing that event.
Oh, no way.
I saw him setting up there today.
That's cool.
So we might stop by there as well.
Yeah, you can make a custom, if you're a T-Mobile customer, you can make a custom bat, like a mini bat. It's cool.
Also, and I don't know how many people are actually going to the Home Run Derby, but if you're a T-Mobile customer, you actually can hang out in the pen.
You saw that? I sent that to you, right?
Roped off to just T-Mobile customers, and that's where the home runs are going to be hit.
I can't wait.
Yeah, it's weird. The Home Run Derby, and I am very grateful for our seats because T-Mobile hooked us up. It's been fantastic. We have pretty good seats if we were watching a regular game.
Yeah.
Because they're in like the 140 section or 120 section, whatever that is. So it's like the lower level. But the Home Run Derby is one of the few places where you want to be a little further away. You want to be maybe in the upper deck. You want to be maybe in the outfield, even along like the foul pole line.
Don't we have the cafe called Hit It Here Cafe?
We do.
Those seats had to be so expensive.
Yeah, but you're enclosed there.
Oh, true. No.
There's glass
the window,
in front of it.
They open, I think.
Oh, they do?
Well, that can't be safe.
I don't think they open. I think it's just it's a closed-off restaurant.
Well, I've been trying to figure out where the players are staying because unlike a regular game, all the hotels are taken up downtown by tourists coming in for this. So, like, where they at?
All over.
Who's here? I don't even know. None of the Yankees. One guy.
Who is here from the Yankees? Because Judge didn't travel, right?
No, his toe hurts. This guy, I can't. I got to talk to him.
About what?
His toe hurts, so he can't come on a plane?
Yeah. I mean, why would he travel more, walk more, when he's trying to rehab his toe?
I mean, come on.
He's only got a couple days off.
You could show him where to go.
I could take him to rehab with me on Wednesday. It'd be great.
Garrett Cole. He's the only one.
Oh, he deserves it.
We don't even get Bader.
What?
I like Bader.
Why would he be here?
For the home run derby.
No.
He doesn't hit home runs?
I mean, not like that, no.
So.
He can hit a home run.
Funny story about Bader. This is going to take me to the Gen Z conversation.
Okay.
So, Danielle's kids were watching a bunch of YouTube videos on the TV in our studio / spare bedroom last night. And one of them, Bader, was on the screen. And I was like, I love him. And Spencer, who's about to be 18, he goes, yeah, he's a dog. And I was like, yeah. What does that mean? Wow. Pre-mixed and poured. Thank goodness.
Thank you very, very much. So first off, cheers to Seattle Cocktail Club. Secondly, cheers to everyone who supported the stream this morning. And third,
these are pretty.
To Carla Marie. These are very pretty. I think these were wedding gifts.
They are. I'm going to hold it because I'm dangerous
Not for
today.
us. For Amy and Jeff, by the way.
Surprised we got married.
Cheers, Carla Marie.
Whoa.
That's good. Makes me sad that there's so much of it on the floor.
You can lick it off my knee.
No, that's not happening. Okay,
so
he's a dog.
I say, oh, Bader, I love him. And Spencer says, he's a dog. And I was like, is that like a good thing or a bad thing? And he's like, good thing. And I'm like, okay, like dog. That's so weird. Like, because when you say dog, I'm thinking like, so I leave the room, I come back in, and he says it about something else. And I'm like, I don't understand though. Like, what do you mean dog? Does that, like, because when women say he's a dog, it's not a good thing.
I think women say that when they're 60.
Right. So as I said
your
it, I
mom
was like,
says it.
I sound like my mother.
Yeah.
And he goes, I think you're thinking dog like DOG.
That DAWG.
I go, oh, you mean DAWG? He's like, yeah. I'm like, oh, I get it.
I don't, like, there's never been a time when I've spoken to a woman my age, a little older or younger, that they've used the word dog to describe a boy that's like, I don't know, it's like an F-boy.
Yeah, I
think your mom's generation, my mom's generation, probably used dog as like F-boy. Oh, he's such a dog.
But
like you're on the set of Grease.
Here's the thing about Spencer. He wasn't saying like dog. You know how you.
But he would not. You know, it says when I say like if I was in high school calling my friends like, "Oh, what's up, dog?" I wouldn't say dog.
It sounds different. I'm telling you, he said it weird. So you know.
And it's also like there are a lot of memes. Like I follow like a lot of NBA memes. Mm-hmm. It's like he's got that dog in him. Like there's that part of it as well.
Oh, like
so for an athlete, it's like top dog. Kind of like he's got a little pit bull in him.
Run like a husky said, I thought dog meant cheater.
I just don't.
It does, D-O-G. But D-A-W-G.
Like the dogs of Washington University. Yes. University of Washington. I don't know, Washington University.
UW. So that's going great. And then on Friday, we actually got to see, so Scotty B, who works for Elvis Duran in the morning show.
Oh, yeah.
His daughter is on like it's like a trip that a bunch of...
It's like an Eat, Pray, Love field trip.
Basically.
With a bunch of people.
It is. And so she's doing that this summer. So Seattle was one of their stops. And she came through and we got to see her for like 5 minutes just to say hi, Ashley. Like, you're in our city. This is cool. Got to hang with her at the Armory where the food court is at the Seattle Center. But I was texting her, trying to communicate with her on where she is. Mind you, she's 15 years old. Mm-hmm. So now I'm texting this 15-year-old that I don't normally talk to. And I'm like, okay, so if you need anything, let me know. Like, I can bring you whatever. She's like, okay. And I'm like, but it's just like saying like, okay, and let me just check my schedule. I'm thinking she's going to send me like a screenshot of what the schedule is. Sends me a photo of like her friend's phone that the schedule is on. And then I was like, well, what hotel are you staying at? Like, which one? Mm-hmm. Because there's a bunch of like the one that they were staying at. And she sends me a screenshot of her Snapchat maps. And the way I was able to tell where she was is just where the group of kids all were.
Yeah.
It wasn't like I'm here with a circle. It was.
Well, she also doesn't know the area, obviously. So she's going to say, oh, I'm not the whatever, Marriott.
But she assumed that I use Snap Maps as my way of communicating my location. Sure. So I'm like, I am getting schooled.
See, I love it though, because they're so much more efficient. Like, I think we grew up in a generation where, and I'm sure everyone does it, but you're trying to like pick apart every word from a text or an email to try to understand tone. So we go above and beyond. We had exclamation points and like happy faces and all that stuff, where they're just like, I get it with my little cousins too, who are around the same age. They'll just text, yep, okay, thanks, done. And that's it.
Yeah.
It's great. Just cut out all the crap.
I like it. I was just like, you know.
We use a lot. I feel like our generation and older, I think we use a lot of fluff. A lot of fluff.
I haven't noticed.
How's your day going? I'd love to ask you a question if you have some time. Just ask me the question.
Okay, I'm going to get to that in a second. I realized, though, she didn't use like a single emoji. So thank God I didn't.
Our emoji's dead?
Probably chuggy.
Our emoji's dead?
I think so.
Wow.
Okay, so I learned that a few years ago. That if you have to reach out to someone, text someone that you don't like normally text, and you need to not necessarily ask a favor or ask a question, you shouldn't lead with like, hey, what's up? How are you? Because it's like, okay, what do you want from me? Just ask the question and then you follow up with the conversation. And I do that all the time now. I'm just like, if I'm texting someone I don't normally text, I'm like, hey, what was that thing you posted on Instagram like 3 weeks ago? I saw that. And they tell me and I'm like, cool. Thank you so much. Can't wait to try it. How's everything going? That's apparently like the etiquette.
I like that. I have started, especially coming from the radio industry where you have so many people in like the record side of it, the event side, that have tickets to shows that I may be attending.
Yeah.
Sometimes I'll just cut right to the point and say, hey, I know it's been a while, but blank. Are you going to be at this show? Yeah. Do you have tickets for this? Whatever it is. I own up to it. I'm not a great communicator, so it's easier for me to say, hey, I haven't talked to you in a while, because I can say that to almost everybody I know.
Everyone.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
That's about it.
That's fair.
But I was trying to see, I don't know where my phone is. I wanted to see, I was texting my cousins because I was going to send them something. Oh, where's my, there it is. Sorry. takes me a while to do things.
This morning, getting out of the car and we pulled up to the office, Anthony apparently fell into the car and hit the horn.
Well, I had given my little travel bag that I now use for all my stuff. I'd given it to Carla Marie, but she was carrying other boxes out of the car.
You gave me that?
Yeah, when I got into the car this morning. So I gave the bag to Carla Marie. She had it by her feet in the passenger seat.
I don't remember that.
But as we were getting ready to bring our equipment here, she grabbed that box and took off.
Yeah.
I realized I had to lean over, so as I was leaning over on one leg, I just fell into the steering wheel.
I had already come up the steps and I heard the horn beep, and I thought he was locking the car.
So the reason I wanted to grab my phone is because I was texting my 2 little cousins who live in Florida. Mm-hmm. And there's an LED color changing light bulb that I'm going to send them because we don't need it here. There's 2 of them, thankfully. So here we go. I send them a text with a picture of the box of light bulbs, blah, blah, blah. Do you want them? I would take them. Thank you. Yep. Thanks. Oh, I did get those look really cool. So there was a little bit of fluff.
That's not fluff. That's a reaction.
But yeah, I feel like if I was texting someone of our age, it would be like, oh my God, thank you so much. You're too kind. You didn't have to do that. But it's like, just say yes or no, please.
You know what? I'm going to start being like Gen Z.
I feel, Carla Marie, like you're getting into that rhythm that we probably hated about not even that long ago, 8 years ago.
No, because
remember on, it would happen on Elvis's show, it would happen on everyone's show. Oh, millennials do this.
I'm not saying bad things. And that would be like Danielle and I. So there's Danielle.
Yeah.
She's 15 years older than me.
Yeah, she's a Gen Xer.
And then I'm 16 years older, 17 years older than her son Spencer. Mm. So we're the same. It would be the same thing. So Gen X, millennial, Gen Z. I never felt that way about Danielle, ever.
Oh my God, there were so many times. Not just Elvis. It was every radio show, every newscast, every person who spoke for a while.
Yes, but I'm saying, I've been telling you this forever. I embrace Gen Z. I love their styles. I love the things that they bring back, except for low-cut jeans. I love it all. I'm here for it. They teach me how to do my hair great ways, my makeup. I'm embracing the younger generation so that they don't resent me.
I think I was so annoyed with the way people talked about
it was so annoying.
Generations and made it such a big deal that I just avoided at all costs. I'm like, whatever age you are, just be a normal person.
And I agree with you. For some reason, we got flack, and I think that's why all the articles and news out there or any type of media presentation that millennials now have.
Yeah.
We don't do that to Gen Z. We embrace it because we know how much it sucked.
Yeah. Except for butt chugging that they do. I don't know. Don't high schoolers butt chug? Is that what kids do these days?
You say that all the time.
All right, continue.
I feel like embracing them is, you don't reject the unfamiliar.
Because also it's all very familiar.
It is. It's just everything we did.
Was it Lisa Frank notebooks? Are they using those these days?
I don't know. Okay. What we're asking for from the people is a list of questions to ask Gen Zers. Can I have that pencil right there?
Okay. Number 1, do you butt chug? No. Do you or have you ever butt chugged?
Asking Danielle's kids that. Okay. Do you use notebooks? Starkly, that's a very different question.
It's weird. I'm not used to having coworkers.
Sure you are.
Who? The cats?
Yeah.
They don't wave back though when I wave at them.
They just scream.
Humans at least have the courtesy to wave back. Okay, what are the other questions?
We're off again.
And our internet's fine. So maybe Twitch is having issues. Let's see.
Lisa said I can see you. You're on.
Yeah. Why are you?
Okay, guys. Oh, that's a good question. Allison said, do they use textbooks and do they cover their books?
Oh, yeah. I like the cover one. Were you a book socks person?
Both. So I loved my book stocks because I loved picking designs. But my mom also was like, I'm just going to cover your books with paperback.
Yeah.
And then my grandpa, my mom's dad had a roll of brown paper that we still have, I think, or maybe just finally ran out of it from the 40s that my mom would wrap my books in. But it was they don't make paper like this anymore. Okay?
They don't make them like they used to.
It was thick, good paper. So my books were super safe.
Okay.
So yeah, I had that.
I liked the feel of the paper grocery bags.
Because then you could write on them and like.
Except every now and then, when it was my turn to finally wrap my books, I would forget to like flip them inside out, and then you just have ShopRite or whatever on the outside of your book.
What do you mean you would forget to?
Because I was dumb, so I didn't think about it. I'd put the blank side up, and then I'd wrap my book, and I'd end up with Grand Union, Stop and Shop, whatever it was.
Yeah, I love the doodling, like Vicky said on the paper bags.
What else we got? So
Melissa
do you cover your
said-
books? Do we use notebooks?
Melissa said, I'm a teacher. No textbooks. They're online now.
All of them are online? Like, no one's getting textbooks? I mean, I'm sure it saves school districts a lot of money.
Yeah, but they still have to.
They still have to pay for the rights to the books, but I'm sure there's some sort of cost saving.
The first time I had an online book was my media class at Rutgers, and we were like the guinea pigs of you can buy the online book or you can buy the whatever. And the online book was so much cheaper, and I was like, I'm getting the online book.
Yeah.
And then I was like, I hate this.
I have a Kindle, and I've read books on my phone. I've read books on my Kindle. And I'm not a huge reader, so I'm not like the best person to talk about this, I guess. But I think I still like paper books. It's hard for me to concentrate on a screen.
Mm-hmm. There's so many other things because then like you could take your book outside. You can't really take your computer outside.
Yeah, that's true.
You can, you just can't see it.
Yeah.
So, you know.
But Kindles you can. Like a Kindle you can see pretty easily outside.
Okay, what else can we ask him? Doesn't have to be school related.
I don't know how to ask this question because when we were growing up, you had to obviously call like a friend's house normally, and their parents would pick up. Do you know your friend's parents?
Okay.
I feel like Spencer and Preston do because they're just good kids.
I know they're like such like a terrible group of children to ask because they're so respectful.
Yeah, they're definitely not butt chuggers.
Because Spencer keeps going to me, hey, do you mind if I just get some water? And I'm like, Spencer, what if I wasn't in the house right now? You're going to be thirsty? He's like, I'm going to ask you every time. And then the first night he was like, hey, I know we said this already. I just want to thank you for letting us stay here. I was like, dude, stop. Be a child and also like stop being so nice.
They're good kids.
They're so
and
good.
It really is a compliment to their parents too, because it's like insane. A reflection of their parents.
It's insane how good they are.
So if you have a crappy kid, does that mean you're a crappy parent, or maybe your kid's just like a bad apple?
Well, like I'm good. Ashley sucked.
So what are your parents then? Are they good parents or bad parents?
I think they were good and just gave up.
That's fair. I mean, after that would be your mom's 4th kid and your dad's 5th. I'd give up.
Overall, they're 7th, technically.
So I'm saying for each of them.
Yeah.
Yeah. I guess that by 5 to 7, you got to stop caring at some point, right? Do you know anyone under 40 that has more than 3 kids?
My friend Crystal.
How many does she have?
Maybe it's 3.
Yeah, I think it's just 3. It's a wild concept when you think about it. I mean, parents back in the day used to have a dozen kids.
Keiko's 3. I'm sure people in the chat do, but
yeah. Does anyone in the chat have more than 3 kids?
I've been seeing this question a lot. Is Danielle going to be in the show tomorrow? So here's the thing. Danielle wakes up at 1:15 a.m.
Yeah.
Does the Elvis show until 7 a.m. our time, and then goes home and goes to bed.
As she should.
Yeah. And so because she now has like the All-Star Game, Home Run Derby. So no, even if we were doing the show from the house, she would not be on it. So maybe we can take.
Okay.
Maybe we'll take one of the boys here tomorrow.
O2 Sally said, a girl I went to high school with has 4 kids, and then Ara said a bunch of friends have 3 or more kids under 40. I just felt like that was something people weren't doing anymore.
Jules said, I have 4. I'm 35, and my youngest is 8.
Oh, wow.
That'd be like me
having
4 kids right now.
That's wild.
Well, I think about this all the time. At 35, my mom had give me a second for the math here, had an 18-year-old, a 16-year-old, and a 1-year-old.
That's crazy. I think the thing I think about all the time, and this is how my brain works, my grandparents on my mom's side had 10 kids that they moved to America with.
Yeah.
How do you even travel? Like, if you want to go to church,
travel, even with inflation, wasn't as
No, I'm not even talking about flights.
Oh, places.
If you wanted to just drive to your
station
brother's
wagon.
house.
Station wagon.
10 kids and 2 parents.
You had to leave some behind.
That's wild.
Laps.
At some point, some of them can drive, which I'm sure helps a little bit. But then, where are you parking all those cars? There are so many things about the way my mom and her siblings grew up that I've quite like. How do you even do Christmas?
But I also feel like by the time they were 18, they were getting out of the house. So that it was just different, right? Like your kids weren't staying home until they were 30, and
Some
then you have 10, 20, and kids in their 20s living in their house. So it is a little different.
But you have to remember, this is an old school Middle Eastern family that they didn't move unless they got married.
Of course,
they weren't just moving into apartments with their friends. Except
but they got married young.
They did get married a lot younger. Like my mom was married, I think, at 21.
I just realized something, that my mom, my age, would have basically had a Spencer that is staying with us, a Preston, and then a 1-year-old.
Yeah.
So I'm going to tell them that I'm going to be their mom for the next day to see what it's like. Does anyone have a 1-year-old I can borrow in Seattle? I get one of those fake babies.
AMS, who is this? AMS06H said a family I went to school with had 12 kids. When they went somewhere as a family, they had to take 2 vans. And that's the other thing. My grandmother didn't drive.
One of mine didn't either.
So that's one less driver you have available at all. So if my grandfather was working, how did anyone get anywhere? It's kind of wild to think about.
Yeah. That's crazy. Because my grandma not driving, I think, eventually mentally took a toll on her because she was so dependent on my grandpa that when he died, he was 76. Mm-hmm. She was a little younger. So, like, you're at 70 now, and the person you've relied on your whole life for so many things is just gone.
And you don't have your independence either because you're dependent on so many other people to move around. I get that. But neither of my grandmothers drove.
That's crazy. My other grandma had to because they got divorced.
Yeah, no, neither of my grandmothers, as far as I know, ever drove. I'm wondering if my mom's grandmother just didn't drive when she was older, but I don't think she drove ever. So, but again, you got to travel with 12 people everywhere you go. It's wild.
It's a team.
And then
that's a basketball team.
Not that it's ever cheap to raise children. I don't think in any generation it's easy or cheap to do that. But today, it's almost a necessity for your kids to have at least a cell phone of some sort. Right. It doesn't have to be an iPhone, but it could be some sort of device. I don't know what age you get it for them for, but like
computers, if their textbooks are now online.
Imagine having more than 3 kids and needing to buy all of those accessories. We call them accessories, but they are necessities at the same time because you have to be plugged into the world. Yeah. Otherwise,
you're left behind.
Yeah.